And welcome back. Just a few moments ago, we were talking about weather, and well, it's that time again as we head back in on this. And we got a new update from the National Weather Service with several different counties that are now been included in this severe thunderstorm warning. Southwestern Lauderdale County, Northwestern Clarke County, and as we go to the northeastern corner here of Jasper County, and also we've got Newton County involved in this severe thunderstorm. Two different cells and a lot of rain moving with this. As we look at this, and let's zoom in and start looking at all of this, of where these storms are and where they're headed, what's going to become of this. Won't y'all be glad when this kind of calms down? We went, months without any, and boy, it sure hits all at one time. This is the overview of what we've got going on right now as we look at the entire state. We still got a lot of winds in North Mississippi. We don't have anything quite like that in the Meridian area. Still 58-mile-an-hour shear winds. We've been watching that. It's going to be a lot of power outages up in that area. Now, as we go into our severe thunderstorm warning, we'll look at the box, and then we'll move over and look at southern Lauderdale County of what we have going on there. All right, let's go into Newton County here, due south of Hickory. Do we see all of this? Let's turn on our locations as we look here at the post office at Chunky. And then, again, this is going to be Garlandville. And that's the country corner there, and it's just to the northeast of there. As we look at Highway 503, look at the lightning involved with this storm. If you live anywhere in southeastern Newton County, be prepared. I don't suggest going outside. That lightning is so dangerous, and we're getting a lot of it. 6:21, about 10 minutes ago, that one struck. We have lightning hits here at 6:28, which would have been about 4 minutes ago. So it's still fresh. It's still hitting lightning. 6:30, 2 minutes ago, lightning struck the ground. This storm is going to be, we'll look at this, and of course, this is going across the rural route. As we look at this, that's why it's not picking up a bunch of different towns. So we look at this gray shaded area, and this is going to be headed in the direct direction of Goodwater Baptist Church into Lauderdale County and right at Stuckey's Bridge. And again, this gray area is 30 minutes out. Right there being the Chunky Post Office, it will be just due south of there, the watch box as it comes across, and headed into the Meehan area as we look at this strong storm here. Now, I've had several reports of hail so bad that people had to pull over on the side of the road. Let's go back here and pull this up and pull up our severe weather and take a look at the hail that has been going on with this. And as we see here, southern Lauderdale County out by Gregg's Fireworks, here at Long Creek Ball Field, and also here at Plant Sweat. Look at the amount of hail that's been through there. Now, as we move back west over to Newton County, look at that. This started here on the western side and has moved down to right here where it is now with this storm is, right in the area there of Mount Vernon. If you live in that vicinity, you know what I'm talking about. It's come down. It's been heavy. Now, while we're also looking at this, look at this. Let's see if this has got damaging wind with it, because we were told that this storm could pack some 60-mile-an-hour winds, and sure enough, there we have it. Let's turn this off where you can kind of see the radar a little bit better. This does have a lot of wind with this storm, so if you've got anything outside, it will blow it around your lawn furniture, your garbage cans in that area. Now, I expect a lot of that to happen because we've been so used to not having any wind and any storms lately. We've had a long dry spell, and all of a sudden we've got these storms popping up once again. But that is a lot of wind, and if you look at this, this goes all the way out to Toomsuba, Meridian. The heart of it, if you'll see this in Lauderdale County there, out on 19, just west of Highway 19, back crossing 45 out by the Evangel Temple. And then as you get into this western side, again, it picks back up all the way to Hickory, right there, just south of Decatur. A lot of damaging wind that has occurred with that. So let's turn that off, and let's look at the path of that it is taking as we look at that, and it's moving northeast. This is the original one was what the actual wind is doing, and then this is the path of it, and it's moving to the east there as we see that as it comes across there. Boy, it's a bunch of it. Now, I haven't gotten any reports of any damage anywhere locally in this afternoon as we've watched this. We see here, let's see what Newton County is reporting here. Almost an inch size in hail there in Liberty, Newton County. Nothing serious, but we did have hail there. As we showed you that path just a moment ago, they are reporting that to the National Weather Service now of that happening. Now, areas like Stonewall, let's look at this second storm that's here in Jasper County that's moving this way right on into Enterprise. Now, Enterprise, you are not under the severe thunderstorm warning. It just barely takes in Clarke County. It's going to be northwest of there. Highway 513, right there at the junction at 59. Right there. You can follow that right across there at 59. This will go up Highway 11. Doesn't quite cross into 11, but kind of brushes it and then on into Lauderdale County. These areas right here, that's the only place. But as we see this storm here, you're going to get rain in Stonewall. It's moving across the interstate toward that way. It should be at Enterprise within 20 minutes. So we're looking at 6:56 getting rain there. The severe thunderstorm will last until right at 7, about 4 minutes past that. Stonewall, you will get the storm at about 7:01 as the storm runs out. And we do hope it runs out at 7 o'clock. It doesn't linger on and stay with us. Now, let's go into Lauderdale County. Over here, south of Meridian, you have to look at this. The southwest corner has got a severe thunderstorm warning. But directly where the worst rain that is occurring in Lauderdale County, there's no warning for it right now. Let's zoom in and take a look here. As we go south of town, let's turn on our locations, tell you all about this. Right here, here's the Evangel Temple. Now, we've got lightning all up around here on top of the hill. Y'all be careful there. Now, as you get right past there and you get about where the Dollar General is, stretching, this is going to be Crescent Lake, right along in there. As we get from there all the way down to Greg's. From here about the Dollar General past Greg's, a little bit, a mile or two past there, Stinson Cemetery, those areas there, and it crosses where 145 crosses it again. That is the worst of what we've got. Now, that's some heavy, heavy rain. It's going to move east all the way from Greg's Firework all the way back over here to Long Creek Ball Field, there where the fire department is. And again, Crescent Lake sits right here as we look at this. This is a curvy little road here out of Zero. If you're going out here, as you get to the forks there where the catfish place is, Pleasant Hill Church right here at the intersection. Y'all be careful there. It is pouring, as the old saying, cats and dogs at this point through that area. We don't want anyone harmed, anyone hurt. And if you can, wait it out. Don't go home yet. Hang around, visit a friend. Look at this. We've even got heavy rain here out at the Girl Scouts. This moves across to the high school, right there where Charlie's is, the Red Fireworks Bar. A lot of rain occurring there. And this is going to go back up all the way to 496. When you pass that left-hand turn, if you're going toward down 19 out toward southeast, when you pass 496, be prepared. It's fisting to get hairy in between there and all the way out to Wynot. Just shy of making it. About where the Boy Scouts is. Now, we look at this second set of storms, and this is and eventually will make its way toward Wynot Motorsports Park. Cliff Williams, you'll have the storm in 9 minutes increase. It will be on you within 18 minutes. Again, the heaviest of this stuff is pouring down right now there, Long Creek area. Now, let's see here. Let's get a hard reboot on the system. I like to give it as quick when these storms hit the absolute latest that it has. We're showing that we're getting a break now on Highway 11. Again, that worst of the worst still sitting there in the Zero community as we look at the rain as it pours down. That's where you open the curtains, and I'm not telling y'all anything you don't know, and you can't hardly see your front yard. Linda Harper says, raining a lot and loud rumbling here in Russell. Let's see here. Clarke Jasper, you're right, until 7 p.m. As we glance here, some other questions. Hail and Zero as well, Danielle Drake says. Shine Pogue, how are you doing, girl? Watched, again, just had a horrible hailstorm on Liberty Church Road. Stephanie, hail and Zero. Navy base right now. Everything is good, T. Williams, as we back this out and give you an overview of the county. Not a thing going on up here at the naval base. It's all here in the southern portion south of I-20 right now is where we've got everything that is occurring. Still a severe thunderstorm warning listed for another 20 minutes for these 4 counties as they meet up down here in the corner. Now, as we back out, let's take a look here statewide of what we got. We still have showers moving in around the Natchez area, Adams County, and those areas. And this goes until 10 o'clock in these areas here. Now, some of the worst of the weather that has moved through the northern part, the Delta areas, has exited the state, making its last stand here as it moves out. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning still issued here until, that's going to be 7:15 as it moves across Tremont, Fulton, these areas here, Highway 76 in Mississippi as it makes its way. Here's Amory. It's going to be just due north of there, east of Tupelo, making its way out of the state. We got a few more moving into the state, the northern portion up here, just below Memphis, around Collierville, those areas there. Beautiful town if you've never been there before. Jackson, Tennessee, getting some. And to our friends that are up in the Murfreesboro, Tennessee area, Crossville, these areas here, it's a lot of bad rain and storms moving across your area. Spencer, Texas, y'all be prepared. Had a lot of warnings up around Nashville, Murfreesboro earlier today. Fire warning watches up here. They had the rain. All of this missed this area here. Evansville, Indiana. The rain missed that area. As we look at that, look at Georgia, this line that it moved through here this morning, right at, what was that, 7 o'clock? Look how far it's made it over into Georgia now. Augusta getting dumped on right now. But we've got our own little cells that we're dealing with at this point as we go back in and look at this. 641. And let's do this. Let's see if we've gotten any new updates from right here. Taking in the power. So let me refresh this page to make sure we've got the latest. And what does it say we've got? We've got about 7 people without power in Kemper County. This is going to be scuba without power there. That's most likely the wind got a tree in that area and knocked that power out is what we're looking at. Now, let me go back and make sure that we hadn't gotten any new strong thunderstorm will impact portions of southwestern Ashley County through 7:15. As we go up, nickel-size hail reported in Newton County. We got several reports of that from here also. Nothing new of that till 7 o'clock. So let's go back to radar. I constantly try to check everything to make sure we've got the latest to tell you here as we pull up. We're in Honda radar. All right, we're looking at this. We've got these storms. Let's go back into the heart of this severe thunderstorm warning as we look at this. Making sure we've got the latest 642 right here. This is just south of Hickory. Again, as we come down and we follow Highway 503, just east of 503. Look at this. Now, again, this is the rural route as we go through here, as we get off the main road there. And this is going to be Horn Mill Road, Pond, right there. If you live on Horn Road, look at the rain that is pouring on y'all. Y'all have got the worst that is in Newton County right now. And again, that will make its way into Lauderdale and probably into northern Clarke County here in the next few moments. All of this area here, Spring Hill Church, that's in Newton County. Also right here at Old Good Hope Cemetery, as you go up through these areas right there. And if you're going to be traveling right here, Spring Hill Cemetery Road, right in that area there, y'all be prepared. It's going to be a lot of rain fall on you in the next few moments. And again, all of it just east of 503. Now, 503 is heavy rain. If you're coming out of Newton and you take that left-hand turn off of 15 to 504 that runs over here to 503, be prepared now. I don't want to shock anybody. Our second leg, and this is now entering Lauderdale County as we look at this. This storm, again, the shaded area, and let's turn this on. We got 2 different storms that are involved in this. It's making its way into Lauderdale County. And let's look at what our location tells. Here's Stuckey's Bridge, and it's headed directly for there. If you live in that area, anywhere on the area west of 59, be ready within the next 15 minutes. The storm will be in your area. As we see that right here, this is going to be approaching Goodwater Baptist Church. All the way up with 30 minutes of making it right there to the gas stations and where the prison is, there at Lost Gap, there at the gas stations. It's going to be a lot of rain, but it will be about 30 minutes before it reaches you. We're putting a timeline of about 45 minutes of reaching Arundel Road out here where Plant Sweat is as it makes its way just south of the airport. If it keeps its current path across here. Still lots of lightning with this. And again, as you'll look at this, this is a pretty serious storm. We've got 16 minutes remaining on this severe thunderstorm. Again, we've been very fortunate with this. Nothing that has come out of any of this has resulted in a tornado warning anywhere in the state. We have had some high winds. But nothing serious. We've had some power lines knocked down. All right, as we look at that one that's moving into Lauderdale County, we got 3 different storm cells. Let's go back here into Jasper County, which is going to be just due north of Lake Edens as we look at this, as this will make its way to Beatrice. Y'all have the storm in 11 minutes. 2 minutes, Orange. Y'all have a storm sitting on top of you. Waterby within 15 minutes, and then reach Stonewall within a half an hour, roughly around 7:10. As you'll look at the big picture of this, as you close this out, and you can see here, this is downtown at the co-op there in Quitman. Right here is Clarko, and it's heading due east right across this area here. If you live in those areas there, Stonewall, where the Piggly Wiggly is. Be prepared. You're going to get some rain there as we move back up. Now, this storm system here doesn't pack the punch that is in the northern portion up here, just northwest of Enterprise. Enterprise, you're going to have probably some serious rain here within the next couple of minutes if it's not already on you. And I've always urged with radars and what we do, what comes out of Jackson as we watch this, always be prepared for something within a 60-second window being a tad off. I've watched other meteorologists as they've tracked storms, and sometimes a storm can get ahead of the radar of what it's putting back. So whenever it's right here and you live, let's just say, for instance, you live right here and the radar shows it there, count that as being pretty much right there at you always. Just, what's the old saying about trusting things? Better be on the safe side. Be prepared in case Mother Nature makes up its own mind. Let's come back across here, and again, we've got 2 or 3 different cells here in this corner of all 4 counties. As we go back to this area, and again, this does not have a warning issued for this portion of Lauderdale County, Highway 19. If you're leaving out of Meridian, leaving Sam's right now, and you're headed home to either Alabama or the Wyandotte community, southeast area, be careful. Wouldn't hurt to stay at Sam's parking lot a few more minutes, or Bonita Lakes, anywhere along there, the Chick-fil-A parking lot. Hang around, wait a few moments as that updates, and we see now right there at Southeast School there at the red light over that hill as you come over. That's where that rain's going to be pouring. Now it's going all the way out right here to the racetrack right there. Why not? Up to the firehouse, those areas. But south of the Girl Scouts, and now it's starting to lighten up just a little bit there at the Long Creek ball field, just south of there as we dig deeper into this. So let's look at a few of these roads here and see what we've got. All right, we come across here and we see that Pleasant Hill Church is C.A. Pickard Road. Fisher Road, if you've ever been on Fisher Road, they're at the 4-way stop. And you come on out Fisher Road, the heavier the rain is going to get. Just due east of there, it's a little bit worse as we come across here and see that is going to be Price Road right there. That area there, some of the worst weather that we've got in Lauderdale County. And this will make its way there to Causeyfield, right there at the ball field where the churches are. Y'all be prepared for a little bit of serious weather moving across there. We want you to be safe and be prepared for what's coming there. Loud rumbling I'm seeing again in the Russell area there. Sherry Wilkerson watching us all the way from the big city of DeKalb, I believe is where you're watching from. Josh Van Druin, how are you this afternoon? Josh is, how are you doing this afternoon? Hope everything's well in your world. Everything's good. Let's see what else we've got here. David Ware watching this afternoon. We appreciate that. As we come down, Danny Smith watching. Sandy Johnson, how are you? All right, as we go back in here, we have roughly 12 minutes remaining on this severe thunderstorm warning that remains for these 4 counties. It has been a slow move in the last 30 minutes. It hadn't shown any sign of backing off on this. Now, we move up here, Newton County, east of Decatur. There's no warning in this sign. It'd be just due north of where Lazy Acres Christmas Tree Farm is, the pumpkin patch, all these areas here. As you travel up and you travel right on Chunky Duffy Road, you're going to get into some rain in here. Pretty horrific rain, too. Now, this is just due west of Rock Hill Church and Lauderdale County. This is 494. This is going to be Freeman Tractor as you make your way over toward Little Rock. Sitting right here is all due south of Duffy. Nothing happening in Collinsville. And as somebody had asked us before about NAS Meridian, no rain in that area. All in this southern portion of the county right now as we look at things. Now, one of the things I wanted to bring up, and I know it's not weather, but as always, I like to keep you informed with the latest of what's going on. I'm not sure if you were paying attention of some of the reports that we were doing in between severe thunderstorms. We've had 2 reports of gunshots this afternoon. This first one that I want to show you here, this happened 56th Avenue. This is going to be, we mentioned this during weather a while ago. This is Highway 19 into College Park, just west of there. Arthur Street. Yep, there were a lot of shell casings in the street of gunfire just a little bit earlier. Also, not long after that, we had another report of gunshots in the 45th Avenue area. As we pull that up, let me show you where that is. This was happening earlier tonight, as you'll see it there. Lauderdale County. That's where that took place there, 2500 block of 45th Avenue. More gunshots in that area also. But just to keep you up to date of everything that is happening this afternoon, as always, we'll keep you up to the very latest of weather and headlines that happen in our area. Let's see here. Yeah, a lot of people commenting on all of that. All right, let's go back down here. As we get this latest update, we've got 10 minutes now remaining on this. We've got our latest of radar update as we pull this up for you to take a look at. As we go into this, some of the intensity that was on this west side of this has moved a little bit east. It's gone a little bit further, but more rain in Lauderdale County now, more lightning strikes as we go into Newton County. And let's look at this here. Here's Good Hope Church sitting right there, just due east of the church. Now, raining hard, but it gets a little bit worse as you leave Good Hope Church. You come right along on here. Parks, Mole Road. They ought to make that writing a little bit bigger for me, don't you think? I asked, but they wouldn't do it. All right, here is Stuckey's Bridge. We got a storm just to the southwest of there. It's going to be at Bassick City within the next 20 minutes and reach Savoy also within 20 minutes. Now, this is all in this warned area, including Dunn's Fall, is where this will be. And this will follow right up, and cut off on this is going to be Valley Road is where this is. This is cutting straight across through that area. If you're watching, that's what's happening. Now, let's see about lightning. What are we having happening here in Lauderdale County? This lightning strike happened at 6:44. That would have been 7 minutes ago. We have same time frame there, 7 minutes. That would have been about 10. And all of that is on the backside, nothing new. As we move across here to 145, that's a good while ago. Now we're seeing this. You're getting a little break right here at the Evangel Temple from there down to Clarkdale. There's another round coming across, as you see back here to your west, but a small break in between the two. Now, as we mentioned, rain there at Wyandotte now. As we see this storm cutting across, it will be an increase within 7 minutes. Y'all be prepared for that. Clock tells us we've got 8 minutes now remaining on this severe thunderstorm warning. Still clustered right here among all the counties. Heavy rain. Without a shadow of a doubt. What'll 9 minutes. Y'all be prepared. Stonewall, you'll have another storm within 22 minutes of reaching this. Now, as we see this, where this thunderstorm warning is coming across here out of Newton County, look at this as we look at this right here, and it's showing me two different areas. This is where Dunn's Fall. This is in between Dunn's Fall, and this is going to be where Stuckey's Bridge is. It's kind of back and forth, trying to make out where the worst of the storm is, and we put it right there at this moment. We zoom in on this a little bit closer. Let me drag this out of the way where you can see all of this as we put this. This is Point Juanita Lake Road right here. That's where the center of this storm is right now. That's going to be Concord Church. Those areas, that's where the eye of this thing is at the moment. It moves across. We see several different elements of this storm coming. We've got one here at Newton County, then we've got another one right on the county line, and then this third one that really wants to focus right there at Point Juanita Lake Road. Again, that's going to be at Savoy. DeVoe, you'll have it in a half an hour. Stinson, you'll have it in 25 minutes. Savoy in 12 minutes, right at the time that the warning is set to expire. We'll see if that holds true, or if the National Weather Service extends this or not. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. We're now starting to see a break finally back here off of 15. No rain there. And look how much lighter this rain is now here on Highway 503. You've got to move east toward the Clarke County line and also the Lauderdale County line, Jasper County line to pick up with that big bad red stuff once again. Now, if you're in Enterprise and you're or on the interstate coming into Meridian on 59, you need to use extreme caution. I can't urge that enough, as where 513 crosses 59. As you'll look at this, this is horrific rain in between here and the Lauderdale County line. We want you to be extremely careful. Right here where 59 and Enterprise Chunky Road meet is the worst of the weather that we've got in Clarke County right now. You've got one storm basically sitting right there at Dunn's Fall, another storm directly behind that. As you get to the split, that area from Enterprise, we all know a very dangerous little stretch of road. When you take that curve there, it's wet coming. As you get up here to that curve coming in, wet, wet, wet. This is going to be way before that, but we want you to be careful. Wrecks do happen in there all of the time. And as always, if you encounter something, let us know so we can pass it along to others so they can plan their trips around it. And that's 90% of what we do is planning for folks, letting you know where things are, where you can reroute your schedule to stay on time where you've got to go. We go back out to the Wyandotte area as we look at this storm that is right there at Increase. Here at the Causeyfield Ball Field. We've got storms right at it. Some strong storms moving across there where the Causeyville General Store was. Y'all be prepared. A lot of rain there from the Girl Scouts all the way down that follows right there into Causeyville. It's rain and more rain as we look at this. And the center of this storm, as we look at that right there. Let me turn this off. As you'll look here, here's Vimville-Causeyville Road. It's just about a half a mile across the pine trees before it makes its way to the road there. Now, Causeyville Road itself, right there where it meets up with David Terrell Road, y'all have got a lot of rain in that area there. And this is making its way there toward the Vimville-Causeyville Road there. Long Creek Ball Field, y'all are going to get what's coming across here. We got heavy rains out at the dirt track, making its way toward Alabama. When you reach that state line, it's going to be pretty heavy there as well because it's making its way on across. Heavy rain starting pretty much there at Alamucha there on Highway 496 all the way due south there into Wynot. Look at that rain. All right, showing some showers there again. Still in the eastern side of Newton County making their way into Lauderdale County, but we still see our worst of rain. I-20 at this point pretty much looks good if you've got to leave town. Headed toward Newton is all south of I-20 at this point. So you've got good luck on that. But if you're traveling south, Highway 11 anywhere into Clarke County, hold off a little while. It hasn't quite made it to Highway 45, but it's approaching. It should be there within probably 5 to 7 minutes. It's going to be there at Clarkdale Community. Could be a little bit quicker than I'm giving it. Hey, Stephanie Hunter, how are you doing? Glad to see you there. Let's see. Nancy watching from Collinsville. We could have a little bit more rain. It's not over quite yet. I think some of the worst is gone, but we're going to have a shower or two here and there. As we look at things. And let me pull up, hang on while we're talking here, let me see if the National Weather Service has given us anything new. Hurricane, they're investigating the hurricane at this point. Jefferson County, Mississippi has a new warning. As we look there, and let me do one other thing here. Let's look at our forecast of what we got. It's changed several times since I sat down. Let me get the latest of what the National Weather Service is telling us for tonight. It looks as though we have a 70% chance of showers through about 2 a.m. It should taper off by about 2 a.m. Thunderstorms could, wait a minute, back up on that. It could continue between 2 and 3 a.m. Mostly cloudy with a low of about 62. So the rain is not quite over yet as we see that forecast move into this 70% chance. Much needed. Now the rain is out tomorrow and we're going to reach a high of about 80 is basically what they're telling us. But to the wee hours of the morning, we have a chance. We're putting that till about 3 a.m. according to the National Weather Service. As always, we'll come back should this get nasty once again. All right, let's go back into radar now and pull this up where you can see what I'm seeing. As we look at this, we have roughly 2 minutes remaining on this severe thunderstorm warning that is here. We're seeing this at Long's Fish Camp. You've got a storm just south of you. It's going to come across right there where the Piggly Wiggly is in that area and make its way on over to Clarko State Park. Heavier rain north of you there, just north of Enterprise, that northern portion of Clarke County getting wet. Mathis Peaches, where you're located, girl, you're going to get wet. Also there at Clarkdale and the Superette, all in that area. Y'all expect some rain there at the fire department. It'll be on you in no time flat as we look at this. It's breaking up here in Newton County and almost all the way into Lauderdale County as we look at this. They're definitely going to cancel this for Jasper and for Newton County, and probably will let it all fade out. But we don't want to jump the gun and say what the National Weather Service is going to do within 1 minute. They're watching stuff that I'm not able to see at this point, of formulations of what will happen over the next 30 to 40 minutes that they make their decisions off of. Let's turn this off here so where you can see the big picture here. Lauderdale County and Northwestern Clarke County is the focus of what we've got going on within, say 60 miles of this area. Now let's back out. We got some storms, again, popping up down here in Natchez, and they normally make their way northeasterly toward our way. As we go north of here, a little bit starting to show up there right below Memphis, and again, moving out of the county there above east of Tupelo, we've got storms there. No tornado warnings have been issued. We have a severe thunderstorm watch through 10 p.m. for this northern portion of the state up here. Now let's dive back in here. We've now hit 7 o'clock, and they have extended this, if you'll just notice what just happened. the National Weather Service has moved this severe thunderstorm warning to eastern Lauderdale County, what we've been watching out here at Wynot. Y'all are now under this until 7:30. They gave it another 30 minutes. As we look at this, I can hear in the distance alarms going off. Let me go back here and check here and see what the National Weather Service is telling us on this. Thunderstorm warning. This is also going to be for Clarke and Lauderdale County until 7:30. Clarke, you're still included in this. That little bit right there in that northern portion of the county, you still got that shot like we do. Tropical storm, nothing else with that. So let's go back to radar and pull this up where you can get a good look at this. Again, everything is shifted to the eastern side. We'll see what happens here. You're not looking at what I am I? I'm talking to myself when y'all can't see this stuff. Here's the storm that we've been tracking. They've pretty much canceled this and made this the eye of the attention and barely taken in. Now, it's not even rain right here where it's showing in Clarke County at this point. Right here where it encompasses, right here's the line at the Snell Volunteer Fire Department. Just that little small area in the eastern corner, northeastern corner of Clarke County is included in that. All of this area right here where Causeyville is in this thunderstorm warning. We've got showers back out to your west, but they're focusing on these storms right here. So all eyes are upon Wynot Motorsports Park, the Boy Scouts, if you live in that area of the county. Let's get a good look. Now, let's go back. I have not checked outages in just a little bit. Let's make sure everybody's doing okay with their power outages. We were down to 1. We got about 7 now. It's still, and that's Kemper County, as I pull this up for you to see, nothing major with power outages. I would have really thought that we'd have had a worse power outage with this than we've had. But we're looking good. The crews not as many crews have to go out and go to work at this. As we look at this, and let's just, let me change this to wind speed so you can kind of see what we've got going through here. Wind is not, we're running about roughly 7 miles an hour through the area here as we pulled this up to take a look here. That's roughly what we've got going on as you look here at Meridian. About 6, that's not bad. Coming along, so that's good news. Let's switch back and let's go back over to radar. Take a look. Let's see what our wind is doing on this. Let me pull the severe weather back up and look at our damaging winds, and we're still showing this. Here we go. I didn't pull that up, so I can hit that. Here's Meridian Honda radar as we look at this. This is the wind that has come through. Still wind in this area, gust of what we can get with these storms here. Boy, look at that. All right, let's look at the wind path again of what we've got with that as we turn that off. Starting to break up a little bit there as we look at that. That's good. All right, let's look at our hail of what, and not as much hail in Lauderdale County and Clarke County as we had back over here in Newton. Now, if you live in this stretch here, pretty much across the parking lot there at the Evangel Temple is where that hail started, come down 145 all the way past Greg's over here to right there at Plant Sweat and moved east out in Zero, south of the Girl Scouts, and then kind of focused all you folks out in the Causeyville area there. Hail in those, and if you live in that area, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You had this earlier. All right, let's turn the hail path off and get back to this this other side there. All right, we have storm track. We have another storm that we're looking at that is moving out of Clarke County, and this is going to go right through there right there at Dunn's Fall. If you live in that area there, expect another thunderstorm to roll through. Not the punch of the first round that came through. We won't have that much. If you're anywhere on Valley Road right now, it's pouring rain. We see this area here, Mathis Peaches, all the way down to where 514 runs into 45. I want to say my uncle lives right along in there, storming at his house. And it's going to be all that way into Lauderdale County, as you'll see here, coming up 45 there. Tons of rain. We still have this eastern side of the county that we're watching pretty close. And that ding in the background that you heard there was Clarke County texting me that it has a severe thunderstorm warning until 7:30. It constantly updates of what's going on in the area, no matter where it is there. We do see, let's check this lightning here. That was at 7:03, 2 minutes ago. So we're not out of lightning in these areas here. Right here at 19, what time was that struck? Well, it don't want to work, does it? Yeah, it's playing hardball with me. There it increased. It's not giving me a time on that one for some reason. There it goes, 6:59. So that was roughly 6 minutes ago. The closest we had right there, just east of the ball field there. Seeing a break now there at Southeast School. Isn't that good news? Kind of a break there through that area. You've got more rain coming, but that's the worst of it. And as we go into Clarke County, let's look at what's happening here. Two areas that we want to look at, although this southern portion, this western side of the county, is not under a warning, but boy, is it raining. It's not changing the fact if you're sitting at home. Scott just said no rain there at Southeast School. That's good. No rain at Toon-Suba as of right now, we're seeing there. Yeah, protect your pets there. They get kind of scared there when that lightning pops there. Long's Fish Camp. Boy, could it get any harder of rain right now? That's what we look at is the worst that we've got in Clarke County right now. There at Long's. And again, that's on the outskirts of Stonewall. So if you live at Stonewall, my friends, you're going to get wet here in the next few moments. We do have rain right across the highway. Hasn't quite made it there to Clarko, but it's right across the highway. 513 is where it's at as it comes across the pine trees and makes its way there to the interstate there at 45. Downtown at the Dollar General and Enterprise High School, you got a lot of rain right now. We look at this western side, northwestern corner here. This is making its way to Roy. Half an hour it's going to be sitting right at the Clarkdale High School. Again, by then, we're hoping this is really taking a dip down in intensity as it makes its way there. That's what we hope. We're watching this to see if they carry this all the way to 7:30. We're 7 minutes into this, so that gives us about 23 minutes remaining on that. Now, we just had a new warning as we look at this issued here. A flash flood warning now has been issued for Lauderdale County. And as we pull this up, let's read to you what this says. Southern Lauderdale County in central Mississippi at 7:05. Doppler radar indicated thunderstorms producing heavy rain across the warned area. Between 1 to 3 inches of rain have fallen. Additional rain amounts of 1 to 2 inches. If you add that up, that'd be 5 inches possible in this warned area. Flash flooding is ongoing or expected to begin shortly. And what that tells us is it's going to be coming off of these creeks and running over them. So areas that include Meridian, Zero, Increase, Savoy, and Meehan, anything south of here, you're involved in this. And this is through 10 p.m. as we see this. And sometimes, what's that old saying? Be careful of what you pray for. I talked to a lot of guys that were going, boy, I sure wish we had some rain, and prayed for it. We got a little abundance of it down there, didn't we? Hope it hadn't washed everybody's seed away. I've had that happen to me before, too. You get your patches planted, and that big rain comes up, and away it goes. Let's hope that doesn't happen. That's just too expensive to have to go back and reseed everything, isn't it? Now, I've been kind of quiet on this up here. Let's go back up here and look at this. Now, there's no warning up here, but as we come up on the Rock House Trading Post, right here where Owls is, and you get to where the back porch is, it's pouring rain all the way up to where you see the Sicalina Volunteer Fire Department. When you take that left-hand turn all the way out past, when you pass Freeman's, it's going to be rain. Now, this does not make it all the way into Collinsville. As a matter of fact, this is going to cut off. Let's zoom in on here. This is Allen Swamp Road. You're going to make it about another mile or so up the road. What does this turn in here? This is Allen Road, and Hill Thompson Road is about where it cuts across 19 there. Nice out at the reservoir. No rain at the high school or at the elementary school at this point. Northeast still looks good. We got a drizzle coming down now at the soccer complex over at Lamar. Nothing bad there. Northcrest as you come down North Hill Street. Just a drizzle. It's enough to cause a wreck, though. As we all know, someone waits to the last second. It's habit. Brakes slam on and cars go to sliding. And we have, accidents as we look at that. Now, we're moving south out of Meridian as we come out of 22nd Avenue. Walmart sits here, Lowe's up in that area there. But you come down 145 and about right there when you get to the top of the hill where the TV stations are, and you find the church, the Evangel Temple. It's going to be rain all the way in toward Quitman at that point. As you'll see it there, it's moved east now. Gotten off of Plant Sweat, moved east of y'all. We still got rain here occurring. Pretty good rain there at the ball field there at Long Creek. But we follow 45 down here right past Mathis Peaches. Look at that. and we'll get down here to Highway 514 as you go to Enterprise. It's bad weather all the way across both ends of 514 where the cemetery is here at the church, all the way back into Enterprise. Don't travel it unless you just gotta. You have no other choice. We got 2 storms as we see here in Clarke County right now. This first storm, let's look at this. They're setting their pace toward Enterprise within 7 minutes. You'll have the storm at 7:16. We'll cut that back to 6 minutes. Bassett City, 13 minutes. DeVoe, you'll have it in half an hour. The second storm that we want to look at, let's close this out. It's going to be just due south of 514. It will be at Roy in 12 minutes from now. And eventually will make its way, if you back this out and look at this, and as you come across here, this is going to be out in the energy area, and then right out here where the fire department is there at Snell, make its way on down into Alabama. Now, as I look back at this is breaking up a little bit. That's the worst of the rain that we've got in any of the counties right now. It's pretty heavy down here at Longs, but this is a little bit worse that we've got right here in intensity, which is prompted this severe thunderstorm warning. Now we got 19 minutes remaining on this severe thunderstorm warning until it kind of runs out. Joanne Beach, how are you doing? Glad to see you there. All right, let's back out again. We just got this added here about this flood warning, if you're just tuning in on that. And that is until 10 p.m. as we have all this rain come through and the runoffs. Expect to have some problems there with roads. That's just due south of I-20 and north of Clarkdale is where that's going to be situated there. These areas here may not be in that, but y'all be careful there in Clarke County there, anywhere over near Stonewall and Enterprise. It's been a lot of rain. Now, good news is not raining back over here on the west side in Newton County. Y'all look great. Philadelphia, perfect weather now as we come up across this. And nothing going on in Winston County. And the West Point is where we pick up with this watch. As we see here, this storm finally, it's only maybe a half a mile left of it in the state of Mississippi as it makes its way toward Hamilton, Alabama. They've already gotten a severe thunderstorm warning there until 7:30. So y'all, the folks of Hamilton, Alabama, will be ready. Tupelo, not bad right now, but if you look at all of this, they up there also have had a lot of hail. Fell in the area, the $50 size. Look at that. Now, you imagine getting popped upside the head with a $50 size hail. Wouldn't feel good, would it? Now, we've got rain up around Olive Branch, no warnings in this area as we come down. Now, let's look back here at Natchez. Natchez, no warnings right now, but we got rain moving in as it comes in from this side of Louisiana into the state of Mississippi. Nothing horrible, something to watch as the evening hours progress. All right, let's dive back into this of what we do know and what we've got. Again, this has calmed down quite a bit, but the racetrack is kind of the center of the storm right now. If you're in the Wynot area, anywhere around where the volunteer fire department is, the community center, that area right now is the focus of the heaviest of rain that we have in Lauderdale County. As we move south, again, our friends right around here where the Piggly Wiggly is. Let's look closer at Clarke County, due south of Enterprise, Highway 513 on the way to Stonewall. Whew. Lots of rain there as we look at this. As we name off some of these roads here, as you get into Millbrook, pouring rain there. Long Fish Camp Road right along in there. As we come on down here, this is when you get into downtown, the Stonewall area, your main stretch here, again, that's where the pig sits. This is where the cemetery is on the outskirts of town. A lot of rain there as well as it comes across, just pouring. This is going to go past Zion Chapel Cemetery in those areas there across Clarke County. Now, here's the eye of the storm. Just on the outskirts, just east of Stonewall, getting ready to cross 45. This will be at Middleton within 24 minutes from now. It'll reach you by 7:38, just on the other side of when the severe thunderstorm dwindles down, runs out. Christy, raining there at Wynot. Vicky, how are you doing? Dogwood Lake Road. Appreciate you watching. We appreciate that. We now do have rain there, pretty heavy rain there, right at Clarko State Park. And again, this road right here is where you cut across and going into downtown Quitman. The airport's sitting out here, not raining there at the present time. Let's go back up, make sure we hadn't missed something that's happening in these areas. Well, the good news is the National Weather Service has canceled the severe thunderstorm warning. That just played out. They cut it out 15 minutes early. So we'll do a recap here of what we see. Now, this is going to stay until 10 o'clock here, this red boxed area. Do y'all see that? Just north, and let's look at this. It cuts across right here at the airport. at the prison. It starts right here at Meehan, cuts across the prison, right across the airport, just due north. And this is going to be 22nd Avenue up in this Roebuck Drive, that area there, just down the hill from the TV stations and from the church. As we come across this, we'll be right at Southeast School in between there and 496, taking in the Boy Scouts all the way to the state line, all of Wynot. And also, congratulations, all our friends here in Causeyville. Y'all got included in this watch, this warning, actually, that comes across. And this will be just due north of Clarkdale. Let's zoom up here and take a look here of what we've got here. 145, if you live there on H.W. White Road, a portion of you is in this. And again, as we look back at that, that's a flash flood warning. That's a warning. It means that we've had enough rain to substantiate this. We need to be very careful here in Clarke County. Although there is not a warning, that is a lot of water that's come down there between Enterprise and Stonewall. Y'all watch your roads as you cross them and wherever you're going. We don't want anything to happen to you. Now, as I said before, no matter what happens, we'll come back, let you know what's going on with the weather. If it becomes a threat in any way, we'll go back live to give you the very latest of everything that goes on. I want to say thank you all for watching. A big thank you to all of our sponsors that support this each and every time we do weather for you. As always, we'll be behind the scenes letting you know one last thing. Let's check EMEPA one last time to make sure we haven't gotten any more power outages that we were not aware of. We're still sitting at the 7 folks there in Scuba that are sitting in the dark. God bless y'all. Hope they get the power back on quickly. A lot of times, as we know, in those rural route areas, a little harder to find those trees. They're working on it. They're coming to the rescue to get your power restored there. Again, thank y'all. We'll be back bright and early. As I mentioned before, 6:30 is our first show. Right here at Facebook, all the other places. At 8 o'clock, we'll be here also, but we'll also be on television as well, where you can watch us on the big screen. Any way that you want to do it, any way that you can join us, we appreciate it. We'll see you soon. From the Scotty Ray Report, thank y'all so much.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners: